I talked to legal services. They advised me just to plead my case. And my case is I got that's what she said. She said that I'm not denying that I owe it. I'm denying the fact that I should pay court costs and late fees on something that a payment they lost. We went and got the cashier's check. Why would we get a cashier's check, have it made out to Meadowbrook Manor for $563 and keep the check? It wouldn't be good for us. So we put a tracer on it, and he went to the bank on Friday. He was there for over an hour to talk about the money, see if he could get it back. They said that's going to take time to go back in his bank, his account, so we have to reissue it. We're going to lose $6 for the cashier's check fee that we had to pay to get the cashier's check because they lost the check.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may.
Sure.
My client has no record of ever receiving this disputed check. And since then, rent has accrued that hasn't been paid. If Ms. Lanham can provide written proof, yeah, Ms. Lanham, please. If Ms. Lanham can provide proof that my client received this check, written proof, and somehow cashed it or misapplied it through a tracer, we're willing to credit her that amount. But at this time, there is rent that has accrued past whatever this disputed amount is. And my client will go on the record and testify that they have no record of receiving this supposed cashier's check from Ms. Lanham.
Because they lost it.
Regardless, Your Honor, we're willing to credit her if she can provide proof that my client received it in some way.
We already gave him a copy of the cashier's check. I already gave him a copy of it, made out to Meadowbrook Manor in the amount. They lost that copy. They lost it because that's yeah.
Right. Well, let's just
no, I don't believe I should pay court costs for something that they did. I think it's wrong.
Ms. Lanham, let me just hear from their witness. Is she here? He or she?
Yes, we have Heather from Meadowbrook, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, why don't you raise your right hand for me there? I think you got your left hand up. Is that right? Or is that, there you go. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Burns, go ahead and ask her about that.
Thank you. Heather, what is your role with Meadowbrook?
My name is Caitlin. I'm the assistant manager.
Caitlin, thank you for being here. And what is your role with Meadowbrook?
I am the assistant park manager.
And you're familiar with the books and records of Meadowbrook?
I am.
And you're familiar with the tenancy of Miss Kimberly Lanham?
Yeah.
And Miss Lanham disputes that there was a cashier's check that was purportedly dropped off at some point during her tenancy that wasn't cashed. When you receive cashier's checks or forms of payment, what is your typical procedure?
We cash them right away.
And whose accounts do you apply them to?
To the residence accounts that they are addressed to.
Do you have any cashier's checks in-house right now that are attributable to Miss Lanham that haven't been cashed?
No.
So have you cashed every single cashier check that you've received from Miss Lanham?
Yes.
Up to today's date?
Yep.
Thank you. To the best of your knowledge, is Miss Lanham...
Well, hold on. You can. Hold on.
To the best of your knowledge, is Miss Lanham's account in delinquency at this point?
Yes, it is.
To the best of your knowledge, is the rent amount that is due $1,256?
Yes, it is.
And there's court costs in the amount of $168?
Yes.
For a total of $1,424?
Correct.
And if Miss Lanham were to be able to provide you proof that somehow in some way there was a cashier's check that was cashed by Meadowbrook and was not attributed to her account, would you be willing to credit that amount to her?
Absolutely.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
I do, because she's not the one that got the check out of the box. It was Heather's the one that got the checks out of the box.
Ms. Lanham,
she's
hold on.
If
you've got a question for her, just ask her in a question form. If you got a question for her.
Yep, I do. I talked to her last month.
Well, ask
the
question. Ask the question. I don't want a statement. Ask
Where
her.
did the copy that I I am asking her, if you let me finish. I'm asking her a question of where did she do with a copy of the cashier's check that we provided to them?
We have no cashier's check for you.
No, a copy of it. I brought up the receipt, the copy of it, and I gave it to Heather, and she made a copy of it. What did you do with it? You told me you didn't have it.
We do have it.
Last month. Well, then how come you lied to me last month and you told me you didn't have it?
Did you talk to Heather?
No, I talked to you, Caitlin.
Okay, I don't
I
appreciate
called back up.
me. I'm just.
I called back up there and talked to you and said that Heather told me that this case was going to be dismissed because of the fact they were waiting for the check to be cleared so the check can be reissued. So I shouldn't have to be paying court fees for something that you guys lost. That's not fair to me.
Okay, well, I do not have a check here for you. End of discussion.
I know you lost it.
We did
Heather
not.
lost it. Yes,
As we're
you
going
did.
round and round, it's been
Your
asked,
Honor, there's,
that's-
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do have one question for Caitlin though. I apologize. All I've got is a first name. That's what I,
Caitlin Young.
okay. The amount that you're testifying to that's owed, the 1,256, are for what months? What is that for?
Let me pull up her account. Hold on, bear with me.
Okay.
It started in October.
So October rent is, and how much is the rent per month?
Rent is $563.
563 per month. So we got October's rent owed. November's rent is owed as well. Is that right?
No.
No.
Ma'am, it's not your turn. You
No.
gotta keep quiet until I ask you, okay? Ms. Lanham, do you understand me?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, then be quiet. So Caitlin, so we've got October's rent of 563. You've got November's rent that's owed as well.
November rent is owed for this month. And then
Hey, wait, I'm sorry. When you say this month, though, tell me which month. You're talking about January?
yep, they haven't paid rent for January. And then November was paid. December was paid.
So November and December were paid. We just got one that's outstanding, the October rent in January rent. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I add up those two, I get Carolyn 6 1,126.
Your Honor, there's late fees and a school
Oh,
tax as well.
That's what I was gonna ask. So that's where the difference is. So I've got $1,126 in just the basic rent plus those fees come up to 1,256. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And Miss, I guess that's my questions. Mr. Burns, any other questions for client?
Not for my client, Your Honor.
Miss Lanham, why don't you raise your right hand for me? Got your hand raised?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir. Absolute, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Okay,
So help me
so
God.
they're telling me that October rent was not paid. Is that the check is
That's
that
the
what you're
month-
talking about?
Yes. Yes,
How much
sir.
was the check?
the month
How
that-
much was the check was made out for?
563 made out to Meadowbrook Manor.
And what
Now,
form was
why
that
would we
check
get
in?
a
Hold on. It's my
the
turn.
cash?
It's a cashier's check?
Yes, sir, from Huntington Bank.
Okay. And you went into the bank and said, hey, is this check been cashed?
Right. They would put a search on it. It takes 90 days according to the federal law. And that's quote unquote what the banks told us. The federal law is you have to wait 90 days in order for the cashier's check to be reissued. But when
Yeah.
he went back up to the bank on Friday, spent over an hour standing there talking to the guy, well, can't you just go ahead and reissue a new cashier's check? And they said, no, we put the money back into your bank. Well, he goes, how long is that going to take? Well, it should take a few days. Well, he goes, I don't have a few days. I got court on Tuesday. We
Who's
have
that?
to do.
Who's telling you that?
That's what
What-
that's what the bank said.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
So why isn't, so in January rent was owed, how come January rent's not been paid?
Because we haven't paid it because of the fact that this dispute is happening and we're going to go up and pay it in hand right when they're open. They
Okay,
close it,
is it
not
due
those
on the-
hours.
Is it due on the first
It
of
was
the
due
month?
by the, yes, and it was due by the 5th. Right, I understand
Okay,
that.
so,
Yes,
okay,
and
so
we owe
why
a late
wasn't-
fee of $50 on that January rent. I agree. I'm not disputing January's. I'm disputing October's.
well, ma'am, if January rent's owed, why wouldn't they get their court costs for that anyways?
Because they didn't take me to court for January's. They took me to court for October's.
Well, but you're here for January too. They're asking for January's
No,
rent.
I wasn't here for
You are.
January's rent. My court,
You are
now
here for
they're asking
January.
it, but not
Yeah.
according to the court papers. According
Okay.
to the court
Mr.
papers,
Byrne,
it's
I guess I'm-
563.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll make a decision. Mr. Burns, anything else? Do you want to tell me how much is owed and whatever?
Not at this point. I will leave it to the court's discretion at this point.
Okay, and I guess, we're kind of back to the same thing. You're asking for court costs, but this isn't a money judgment anyways, is it?
This is possession only, Your Honor.
Okay, so and we're kind of arguing about things that are not there at the moment, I guess. Do you find that there's $1,256 in rent owed, $168 court costs for a total of $1,424. Grant judgment in that amount, allow a writ of eviction after January 16th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Can
Goodbye.
I have them figures again, please?
I'll provide them in the court notes.
Okay,
Don't, just so we can streamline things for the court.
okay, thank you.
All right, guys. All right. Good luck to both of you.